Hey, welcome one more time guys to my channel. My name is Juan Francisco and today we are going to discuss an interesting topic that is first language acquisition. Okay, what is first language acquisition? First language acquisition is to refer to the way children learn their native language. It is happening in the house and they are responsible of the parents. Okay, also the first acquisition for children learn their native language. Linguistic competence developed in a stage from babbling to one word to two words, then telegraphic speech. The stage are kind 0 to 6 months, babbling stage 6 to 8 months, telegraphic stage 9 to 18 months, and the two word stage 18 to 24 months. Okay, the other stage are telegraphic stage 24 to 30 months, also later multi-word stage more than 30 months. All the children need to pass all these stages to get a good vocabulary or language. Okay, also the overgeneralization is when the children begin to communicate with words and with incomplete phrases. It tends to generalize for all contexts. To say I have hungry, to say milk. And also, first language acquisition is known as L1. Also, is the caregiver speech, is informal, is happening in the house, is unconscious, the parents don't make corrections. Okay, L1 don't focus only in perfectionist. It doesn't marry the structure and something like that. Okay, next. Okay, thanks for your attention. That's all for my part. Thank you for see you the next time. Okay guys, welcome again to my channel. My name is Juan Francisco. This video is related with the previous that I uploaded. Today we are going to discuss about second language acquisition. The acquisition of a second language, and also known L2, is a process where the people decide to learn a new language consciously. Also have a theory. According with Stephen Krashen said that when based on the assumption that language acquisition is entirely determined and that we are born with a certain system of language, it depends of the country that we're born. Okay, also have 5 stages of second language acquisition that help us to acquire a new language by levels. The first one is pre-production stage. Is known as silent period. Must have to manage 300 words. The other one is early production stage. Here the learner starts to communicate by simple and short sentences. Must have to manage 1000 words. Speech emerges. The learner starts to speak simple conversation. Must have to manage 3000 words. Intermediate fluency. In this learner are going to able to make a complex sentence, must have to manage 6,000 words. Advanced fluency, in this stage the student has to be able to speak with a correct pronunciation and manage many words in this stage. Also L2 is imparted by the teacher, is formal and is happening in the school. It's organizable level, it is consciously the teacher make correction. Thank you for your attention. That's all for my part. See you in the next video.
Hello to everyone. Today we are going to learn about language and language learning. The nature and the importance of language. We are going to talk about different points that are very important in this part to know about language and language learning, we are going to know also about the difference and so on. Let's go. The nature and importance of language. Learning is a complex process of discovery collaboration composed by interrelated and rule-governed symbol systems, and so on. Language is an unmistakable mark of personal identity and is essential for forming interpersonal relationships, understanding social situations, extending experience, reflecting on truth and actions. Language is the primary of basis of all communication and the primary instrument of thoughts. When you want to express ideas, when you want to express your feelings, the first thing that you use is the language. Here we are going to know about language acquisition development, how it's going to be helpful. Language learning is an active process that begins at birth and continues throughout life. Students learn language as they use it to communicate their thoughts, feelings, and experience established to relationship with other people who is around them, as for example, school, work, and so on. They come to a school speaking more than one language and learning another on the school. For that reason, and most of the students learn L1 like in the acquisition process and continue developing it. So, knowing L1 is very helpful to go and learn L2 because there we have the basis to know about environment and then applying it in L2 to know about another language. Students are able to develop their knowledge consciously through their environment, learning in this way more skills, strategies to achieve personal, social, and academic goals. Language learning is responsibility of everyone. Why is responsibility of everyone? First, all students can be successful learners. The responsibility for language learning is shared by students, parents, teachers, and the community. Opportunities to learn is first at home, then is teaching in the school by teachers, and practicing it in the community. Thinking and learning through language. Learning enables students to apply the role of various communities of learners beyond the classroom, use listen and repeating through experience of others. When we communicate with other people, we know what is happening in our environment. For that reason, the community is helpful in the development of language, in the process of learning, because the community establishes you extended knowledge. English language arts enable age students. It focuses on catch the attention in all students because it makes them capable to make competent students with much more opportunities. When the language or enable age student is focusing on catch the attention in all of them, the students comes to be more intelligent and more successful, more competent in the area with their output in the process of learn and then apply it in the real context. Listening and speaking is another point very important because the language is orally. Oral language is the function of literacy, through listening and speaking. People communicate through feeling, experiences, information, and opinions, understanding themselves and others. When we want to express opinions and ideas, we are capable to communicate our language. Reading and writing is the other way to language. Why? Because those combined are powerful meaning of communicating and learning. They enable students to extend their knowledge, to learn, solve problems, and make themselves enjoy sharing and accessing the ideas. When we combine reading and writing, we are capable to express our ideas or our language through words or sentences. We are expressing our ideas by writing sentences. We imprint our feelings, our thoughts, and so on. Language and language learning is an active process of attending and comprehending visual media through TV programs, videos, drama, drawing, and so on. Representing enables students to communicate information and ideas through a variety of media, posters, videos, diagrams, charts, visual arts, and so on. Remember, language is the way that we express our feelings or ideas, and is development through speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Language is also learning or acquire enabled because we have it unconsciously. We understand how to communicate. That's all. Bye-bye. Enjoy it. Generative grammar. According to Noam Chomsky, this theory postulates the existence of a human mental structure that allows the production and understanding of any statement in any natural language. Also, allowing that the process of acquisition and mastery of spoken language requires very little linguistic input for its correctness operation and developing virtually automatically. The structural analysis of language was considered as an independent reality of the subject's ability. The theory was that the child learned language through repetition and the effort of his educators. That means that the effort of the student comes also hands with the person who educates the student. Consider independent reality of subject's ability because by themselves people can speak and is not necessary correctly grammar structure because is constantly repetition to assimilate or stipulate the correct order of the sentences or the words or the things that we want to express at the moment to speak. Syntax as a cognitive science is also another generative grammar. We can get it from Wikipedia, and it says that syntax is a set of rules, principles, and processes that govern the structure of sentences. Sentences structure is a given language, as for example English, Spanish, or French, and so on, usually including words order. The term syntax is also used to refer to the study of such principles and processes. The correct way to stipulate, analyze, or make a sentence is the syntax as a cognitive science. It's the set of rules, as for example, in one sentence, we know that the sentences have objects or subjects. Syntax as a cognitive science. We can get it from Wikipedia, and it says that syntax is the set of rules, principles, and processes that govern the structure of sentences. The sentences structure. In a given language, as for example English, Spanish, or French, usually including words order, because it's the correct way that people or the sentence can be or have to be a structure, and As a cognitive science, by logic, we know that we have to make emphasis or structure it as well as the sentences. We know that sentences have to include subject, object, complement, and so on. But we know, or we have to know, how to use or how to order these things in a correct way, that is, syntax as a cognitive science, usually including words order, because, as I said before, the correct order of the sentences is very important in this part. The term syntax is also used to refer to the study of such principles and processes to acquire or combine that words. In this case, we can touch also abstract notions, everything that does not have material from but does exist, is real, and then has a meaning, as for example, like, love, dream, and so on. It is possible to us to understand that. And also it is possible to say that when we refer to syntax as a cognitive science, we are saying that syntax helps us to express or abstract truth in a logical order that everyone around us, that manage the language in which we use or we are talking, can understand our ideas, feelings, when we want to express if we are happy today, if you are emotion, or as denomination of the meaning. We usually make emphasis in the things or in the words that we want to express, as for example, I am happy. If you say the word or the sentence, I am happy, because you are conscious and you want to know how the sentence is structured. As I said before, if it have in the correct way the subject, the verb, the complement is mean that when we want to know exactly how we can use the verb in simple past, present, perfect, and so on.
Interlanguage was given by the American linguist Larry Selinger. The definition of this is thus as a separate linguistic system, evidence, and also it is said that the first characteristic of this is the fossilization. Fossilization is a process in which the learning interlanguage stops the development of the language, apparently permanently. Also, then, Selinger gives us a defined psychological process as a talented physiological structure that shape interlanguage were hypothesized. The first is the native language transfer, the second overgeneralization, number third, transfers of training, fourth, the strategies of communication, and number five, strategies of learning. The first consists in the process that contrasts, analyzes, has the process, and has the show shape of learning language. The number two is the generalization of the grammar structure of the language, and then solve the difference between the fossilization and generalization is that fossilization is an error that makes the adult process learning, and generalization is a mistake in the children process learning, that they can solve them. The number 3 is the transfer of training that occurs when the second language learning applies rules learning from the instruction or textbook. That is, all the information that's given by the book or the teacher and the giving in a class. The strategy of communication are used by the learner to resolve a problem communication that they have at the time to speak or try to listen of this. Strategy of learning are used by the learner in a conscious attempt to the master of the target of language. One is compare the interlanguage with the native language, and a perceive the task setting up interlanguage identification, as for example giving about the transfers. Hello, my name is Gabriel, and I will talk about the input hypothesis. What is input hypothesis? The input hypothesis is the study of the language acquisition and development. Stephen Krashen is who studied the term. During many years, he has been studied in all language and the bilingual language acquisition. His theory consists of 5 hypotheses. The first is the acquisition learning hypothesis. The number 2 is the monitor hypothesis. Number 3 is the input hypothesis. Number 4, the natural order hypothesis. Number 5, the effective high filter hypothesis. Acquisition learning hypothesis. According to Thrasher, there are 2 independent systems. The first is the acquiring system or acquisition. The second is the learn system or learning. The monitor hypothesis explains the relation between acquisition and learning, and also the monitor hypothesis involves the acquisition center being monitored by the learning system. And this kind of hypothesis take three kinds of monitor user. The first is the over-monitor user, the second the under-monitor user, and the number 3 the optimal monitor uses. The input hypothesis. To crunch the input hypothesis is the most important of the 5 hypotheses. In this hypothesis, the learner acquires the information or the knowledge and then comprehend a message. The natural order hypothesis is acquired structured items and also he learned the order of difficult structure. That is means that he can understand something. The last, the effective filter hypothesis, and this crashes explain that the effective variables that play an facilitative but no causal role in the second is the person who has included the motivation and the other thing that make better them. Thank you so much. This is all for this day. Bye.